everyone. Welcome back to the live stream. This one's going to be a little bit special. We're going to do something a little unusual. I'm going to do some things. It's going to get spicy. We've got multiple tabs of freedom, all collected with the highest intent of saving our country together, bringing it back from the brink of leftist oblivion. I'm going to lean in a little harder than I usually do because honestly, it's kind of time to do it. So as you guys get in here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Make sure you send this to everyone you know because this is an important one. And remember, as the pinned comment says up there, the chats, the emojis, the comments, all the engagement makes the world go round, circumvents the notification blunders that accidentally happen against this freedom message. So as you get in here, please do that and let me hear you in the comments because this is how we make this whole thing work. All right, listen, people. We are going to get in here. We've got 5x5, we've got audio, we've got video. That is incredible. Thank you guys all very much. We are about to have a situation here. And I am looking at a new interface that YouTube put up, so bear with me while I try to figure everything out. There we go. They moved up top. Sweet. I can see it now. Okay. Here we go. We're going to open up with a little bit of monologue. Then we're going to go into something that's kind of comical, a little bit funny. We've got an old grandpa that came out of the loony bin saying some silly things for Team Democrat. And then we're going to go down a very spicy road that needs to happen because quite candidly, this is our country, this is our opportunity, and I don't want to go back to the woke bullshit. Quite candidly. Allow me to put this in a position where I can go do not disturb so that doesn't happen again, and let's start this bad boy. All right. Here's my monologue as we get into this. Be a couple minutes. Give time to filter in here. Love my show, Anna Trump and America. Well, that's a high praise. Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniel Brown. All right, listen, guys. This is the thing here. We have got a significant opportunity to never go back to the woke leftist stuff. Okay? We need to save this country, just like I've said from the very beginning. Whether I was in the 2A space or I was in the general political space, whether I was whatever space I was in. And actually, I'm going to go big screen for this so we can have a moment. We've got to save this country, and the way that we do it is we set a vision forward. I'm not just going to create issues that are going to be good for me, not for the entire nation, because that's not my job. That's not my role. That's not my thing. Okay? What we are seeing right now, and this is where we start to get a little bit spicy, and then we're going to have some fun. I'm just going to put it right out in front. We've got a bit of a mercenary issue going on in our right-wing commentator space, and you can plug in whatever name you want. I'm not going to say a name. It doesn't matter. You guys can figure this out. But when all of us are mercenaries in the creator space, and all of us are soldiers that are going against one unified enemy in a war that's very clearly identified, such as the woke agenda, and you can name any agenda, any item, anything on the left that everyone was railing against because it was all crazy. When that war is won, you now have a problem. You've got a business model that doesn't have any customers because there's no longer a war. So what happens? You still got to find a war somewhere else. And I'm going to be real blunt with it. It's destroying a lot of things that are important not to be destroyed. We're going to go into that in a little bit. But that's my monologue. We focus, we drive forward, we save our country, we stop with the bull crap. Not you guys, you know who I'm talking about. All right, let's get into this. We have got to have a conversation. All the comments, the chats, the emojis, everything makes the world go round. I always open up with a little bit of enjoyment, something to kind of wet your whistle a little bit. And this, guys, listen, if this doesn't make you smile, I don't know what will. The National Republican Senate Committee apparently robocalled high propensity Dems, which means the ones who are most engaged, the ones who vote, and the ones who take action, and urged them to call Jasmine Crockett's office, urging her to run for Senate. The NRSC, which is the National Republican Senate Committee, also ran and pushed polls suggesting she'd win. Crockett believed the hype and launched her bid. Guys, I cannot verify that happened 100%, but I need it to have happened. Because if the Republicans truly did this kind of underhanded stuff, I'm so here for it. That is amazing. If you see someone with an ego like this and you play right into it and then you get her to take the bait and then it destroys the entire Democratic nomination process, I'm so freaking here for it. I hope it happened. I can't verify it, but I really want it to be. See, told you I'd make you smile, but that's not all I've got for you up front to make you smile. We're going to set up the Sour Patch Kid of freedom right here on the front end. Guys, I am loving every second of it. Who called for a dinosaur? I know I did. All right, listen. The guy that you're looking at on the screen right now, his name is James Carville. He's the sage from Louisiana. He's the guy who was involved in the most recent, no, not most recent, the next to last, no, not the next to last, the Democrat president before the last one, before the last one, before that one. Yeah. So, Bill Clinton, this guy is now making a proclamation. Oh, y'all, man, do they think they have blood in the water? And for anybody out there in the comments and the chats, if you guys seem to remember at any point in time them calling out and assuming that Donald Trump was done and saying he's dead and gone and toast, he'll never recover over the last 10 years, just let me know over here how many times you can just roughly expect that. Because it seems to be whenever they think they have him, nah, they don't. And I'm going to walk you through the entire thing because this backhand the White House just dropped, it's coming on the end of these tabs. Yeah, stay with me. All right, listen, James, let's get it. Watch this.
But understand this. People are seeing this and people are voting on this. Understand that. He's not getting away with it. He's caught on to. He's not getting away with it. He's paying for it. And he's going to continue to pay for it. And we got to stop looking at him as some kind of political Svengali or political Houdini or anything like that. He's done. We just got to butter this toast and slice it and eat it. He's done. And he's done in Florida. He's done in Pennsylvania. He's done in New Jersey. He was done in Virginia. He was done in Mississippi. He was done in Georgia. He's done. It's over. You're a loser, dude. You're losing everywhere, and you're going to lose more because you, my friend, are a loser.
Oh, God, I could watch that all day. You know, it's funny, guys. I seem to remember right when Donald Trump, I mean, this was like a third of my life ago at this point. I remember when Donald Trump came down the golden escalators and he was done and they begged him to do it because he was going to ruin the nomination and he had no chance in hell, and then he won. And then he won, and I remember him saying that they were done and he was going to be impeached, and they impeached him 3 times. He was never removed from office. Nothing ever stuck, and he was done. Then he got out of office. Then he was going to be investigated in all these crimes, and then he was going to be done. And then he was going to be arrested for felonious behavior, and then he was going to be done. And then he was going to run for office again, but then he was going to be done. And then he was going to win office and the White House and the Senate and the House of Representatives, but then he was going to be done. And now they finally got him on the Epstein thing, and magically that disappeared because Democrats' names were all over it, but then he was done. And now this time he's really, 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 really super duper done. Oh my God. Okay, listen. I don't know how else I can package that, but all you're watching is anger, vitriol, and just extreme prejudice coming from that guy's face. Watch. You can see the body language in his face. I'm going to back it up a little bit, make you watch it again.
Political.
We're going to do it without audio. Listen, watch his body language. Watch his face here. Look at this. Look at the gnarling, the gnashing of teeth, the scowling, the neck folds, the turkey gobbler, all of it. It's all angry. Look at his body language on his face. It's all vindictive. It's all just hatred, absolute hatred. If you turn the volume off on this, it says more than the words because the words are kind of dumb and repetitive. But look at this. It's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay. Whatever you say there, James. Because honest to God, he's done, right? He's done. He's done. And now I'm going to say something else. I think we have one more little fun one. I think we have one more fun, I'm pretty sure it's one more fun one. Oh yeah, no, that's just saying more of the same thing. Now the Hills do it. I'll do a video on this too. I got another break point coming up, so I'm going to basically allude to a few things here. What did Johnson say? Let me remember what he said. Oh yeah, no, not yet. That's the other funny one. So this is it, guys. They genuinely, he's super duper quadruple done this time. Y'all, people who count this man out don't win a lot. Just going to say that. We got a lot of work to do. No doubts. But when I show you what's coming up on these tabs at the end, You're going to see. All right, and now the final thing. This is just funny, and then we get into the real spicy stuff because we got 1,200 people in here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, spending your hard-earned time with me. I appreciate every second of it. All right, this is Speaker Johnson in what can only be described as a comical reaction to Jasmine Crockett running. Watch this. I swear to you, I've never had a conversation with Speaker Johnson. I've never even communicated with Speaker Johnson's staff. I've got nothing. But somehow he sounds very familiar to someone you guys spend about an hour with every single night. Listen to this listen to the verbiage. Watch this.
Yeah. Can I get your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett's run for Senate?
Wait for it.
I'm absolutely delighted that Jasmine Crockett is running for Senate in Texas. I think it's one of the greatest things that's happened to the Republican Party in a long, long time. She is the face of the Democratic Party. She and Mamdani. Good luck with that. I want her to have the largest, loudest microphone that she can every single day, and we look forward to having that election down there. We are going to elect another Republican senator in Texas. Texas is a red state. The people of Texas are common sense Americans, and what Jasmine is trying to sell will not be purchased by the folks of Texas. That is my prediction. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, he shouldn't do this. That's just going to be a campaign ad. But it is true. Give her every microphone she can find. I completely agree. In fact, I would like to put it on record. I beat Speaker Johnson to saying it. I'm just saying, like every microphone, all of them, straight to her. All never ending. 24/7 microphone feed. Let's go. All right, hold on. I got a super chat real quick, and then we are going to get into the spicy part because I've got a break. I'm going to do a little bit of a thing, and then we're going to hit the really oh boy, here we go part. All right, super chat from EHEF4668, $10 super chat. I don't get the impeachment plan. Unless they get rid of the entire cabinet, Vance will take his place. Vance is far more likable, and they'll just give him more exposure for 28. All right, that is an excellent super chat. Thank you very much. Here's why it matters. Symbolism, icon, logo. That's it. It's all about the MAGA movement and defanging the MAGA movement by destroying the leader. If you destroy the leader, if you invalidate the leader, if you remove the leader, the movement has nothing to it. They can say, you could say that J.D. Vance is going to be the next heir apparent, which I'm going to show you some more stuff in some tabs. Like literally, this is going to be a banger of a show. But the problem is they see Trump as the main evil. They see Trump as the main thing. And if you get rid of the shepherd, you can get rid of the sheep. That's the whole thing, right? So that's why they're going to go after Trump. It's just because it's an icon. It's a head. They have to have it on their trophy wall. That's why they've been doing it. It has nothing to do with anything other than they just want to defeat their opposition. That's it. It's just like the Epstein thing. You haven't heard magically anything about Epstein for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, have you? Because the Democrats were all in that crap, and then they realized that affordability is a more effective talking point, and all of a sudden Epstein, which was the world-ending event, is gone, and now it's all about affordability and pricing. I mean, like literally, guys, you are watching propaganda. I told you you're going to get propagandized massively. And that's what you're seeing. We're in the middle of it, and I'm going to do everything I can to defeat these people because, honest to God, they're lying to you, they're manipulating you, and look, it's time for that break. We're going to have a second here. All right, 1,500 people, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are going to have a brief little situation before I go into the next one because this next part, I'm excited about this and also terrified. So, here's the thing, guys. You are under immense pressure under propaganda. Immense. You have it coming from the right. You have it coming from the left. You have your mainline voices that brought us to the point where we are, and I would consider a lot of these mainline conservative podcasts and talk shows all completely consumed with their infighting about their own little fiefdoms. They've lost the plot completely on what's going on, and we've actually got one of the bigger ones who finally realized it and said something, which I'm going to show you in a second. But while they're all fighting about their own little fiefdoms, the Democrats are unified in an absolute hatred of Donald Trump. The video that I did earlier today was not I'm done, I'm pissed, I'm upset. It was here's the ruling on the ground, here's what's happening, take a kick in the shins, and now let's come back and win. That's it. And you're going to see the White House pivoting exactly like we talked about 2 weeks ago, because that's what they're doing. They see it, and I'm here for it. Because you can't win if you don't take an objective look at where everything is, because what happened with the Democrats was underneath Joe Biden. He's not sick. He's perfectly fine. He's never been more sharp. He is acute. He is, what was the word they used? They loved it so much. It was sharp. It was poignant. It was Oh man, I can't remember it. I heard it 8 million times. I'll remember it in a second. Cogent. But then that didn't work out because they got smoked, because they were lying, because they were lying to their constituencies, because they were ignoring what the constituencies were saying, and also they were crazy. So let's not repeat that. That's the whole point. All right, you guys ready for the crazy part? The part where I'm like, oh God, let's poke the bear? Okay, here we go. You said it. You want it. Oh, guys, I need to hear you in the emojis, the chats, the comments. Everything makes the world go round. Everything is important because, yeah, this little click should pretty much cement what we're about to talk about. And there it is. Okay, I'm just going to say something. And it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. I'm just going to turn the volume up real quick. And I'm going to hit play and then show you another clip. Here we go. This is really important for you guys to understand because I don't give a rat's ass about anyone's fiefdoms, and I don't care about anyone else's clicks, and I don't care about anyone else's subscriber counts, and I don't care about the monster that they've got to go and find to maintain that viewership. I don't care. I care about something very important, the future of my children. The future of your children. I care about the actual country that we're in to prevent the woke insanity, the invasion across our borders, the inflation of our money supply, and the complete and total destruction of anything that will be considered patriotic American. That's what I care about. Okay, we've established this. I'm not going to say much more than this right here.
And I don't care about your midterms. Okay, I don't care about your next year midterms and whether or not the Republican Party is united. Okay.
I don't need to say anything else. Point taken. I care. Good talk. Now we're going to go to the next one, and I really need you on this one because it's going to elicit some comments. Benny Johnson, again, I have no connection with any of these people. I don't. But I think that this needs to be said a little bit, and Benny Johnson finally said it. I've been saying on my channel, on this show, in my live streams for about 2 weeks now, stop the stupidity, stop the idiocy, stop all the moronic behavior that we're seeing, and do this. This is important. This is a very important segment because we need to be unified. We need to care about the midterms. I don't care about anything else. Okay, let's keep on going.
People wanting to be edgelords, saying, we don't care about the midterms, we don't care about Trump, we don't care about the Republican Party. Everything's in collapse, everything's in flames, everything's over, it's so over, it's a total black pill. And I'm sick of it, honestly. Do you understand the alternative? You understand?
Okay, I'm going to break this up a few different ways, and this is really important. This is probably one of the more important lives I've done, in my opinion. You can tell me. Do you understand the alternative? Do you? Not you guys. I know you do. I'm saying in general, right? We came from a situation where our money was inflated beyond repair. Our border was fully flung wide open. We had significant amounts of consumption from a very, very large contingent of illegal immigration. And they were basically jacking up all the prices just through existence. It's not a mystery. You have more people consuming, the price of those goods goes up. They are now leaving to the tune of 2.2 million immigrants as of right now. And you have prices on everything falling. I've shown you in the prior days. It's actively happening. Okay? When we go down this road of everything is black-pilled, like Benny Johnson just said, and I've seen this in the 2A space, I've seen this in the political space, I'm seeing it everywhere. The two constants in my world, one is confirmation bias, I'm not going to touch it right now, it's just trust me, and the other is black-pilled. There's no reason that someone is going to follow you, and there's no reason that you're going to be able to get someone to motivate and animate to save the country if all you're doing is black-pilling everything. And this goes for everybody, all the peoples. Right? If all you're doing is black-pilling everything and nothing is ever good enough, you're going to get nothing and it will not be good enough. We're 11 months in. I know things aren't perfect, but I 100% guarantee freaking know absolutely a Gavin Newsom or a House that is run by Hakeem Jeffries, which is going to be impeachment palooza, is only going to obstruct for 2 years, is going to be a lot more impactful against our desires than someone who, I want to talk about this conspiracy of which I have now created. Okay, for the love of God, I understand. Negativity is important, so is hope and mission. All right? And again, let me know in the comments in the chat because I am going way out here. All right, let's continue.
What will happen as soon as the left takes power? They'll nuke the filibuster. They'll add 12 new Supreme Court justices. There'll never be another victor in the Supreme Court. They'll do unlimited vote by mail and vote by phone. That's what they want to do in California. They want to do vote by phone. They want to lower the voting age to 16. They want to let every single illegal alien vote, and that'll happen because they'll naturalize 30 million criminal aliens that are here right now illegally. Then they'll add, again, 2 more Senate seats by making D.C. a state. D.C. is so dysfunctional. It is like a Somalian terrorist. So it's like Mogadishu. Puerto Rico, they'll do the same thing. And then they'll pack the Senate, they'll pack the court, and they'll make it so that Republicans will never win an election ever again.
Okay. This is the part where I'm going to tamp him down. And one of you guys is so awesome. You guys just said, watch my blood pressure. Don't worry, my blood pressure is perfectly fine. I go fishing as much as I can. I am doing everything for self-care because we have a country to save. And I feel myself very, very important in that mission, at least for me and my family. So I'm going to stay here. Thank you, though. All right, listen. I'm going to be real with you for a second. A lot of the things that he's talking about right there, from the packing of the Supreme Court to D.C. and Puerto Rico statehood to the filibuster, all those things have to happen under a Democratic president, not a Democratic House. Okay, objectively. It does not invalidate his point. He is directly over target. But you have to understand there are some things that are more important than your desires for whatever your desires are. Because you can't just be a mercenary looking for a monster to slay all the time. Sometimes you have to rebuild infrastructure that we just absolutely tore asunder. Okay? I'm just being really, really raw and honest with you guys. Because if you only look around looking to destroy everything, and everything is tinder for a fire for your pet dragon, all you're going to end up with is a bunch of ashes to rule over. That's not going to work. Again, I'm not trying to rehash everything, but this right here, I don't care about the stupid midterms or if the GOP is united. That's not it. And I can have that opinion, and that individual can hang out and do whatever. It's all cool. She can be chill with anybody she wants. I don't care. I'm not here to bash anybody. But I am going to be a little bit corrective when that type of destructive mentality is starting to permeate. It's gone from we've got to talk about something that could maybe to now destruction. And now we're in the realm where I'm going to say something. Because this is something bigger than individuals. All right, get back to Benny Johnson. Sorry, guys. This is way too important. It's way too freaking important. Let's keep on going.
That, they'll trans the kids. They'll make it mandatory that you have transgender bathrooms, men and women's sports. They'll make it mandatory that your children are forced into propaganda schools. They'll probably criminalize homeschooling. And, of course, they'll take down channels like this one. They'll crack down on all free speech. They'll fine into oblivion every single free speech platform. And they'll take away your voice. They'll steal it. It'll be gone. And so we're at a precipice right now. We're at a turning point right now. And it's something that we have to be critically laser focused in on. Now, people wanting...
He is 100% correct. And I would love to talk to Benny Johnson about it. Call me. But genuinely, you have to be laser focused on this. The black pilling has got to stop in all sectors, in all spheres. Because the black pilling will not only black pill the people you're against, it'll black pill the people with you. And you need the people with you. That's the dirty little secret. It's great for views and clicks sometimes, but it does not help the overall mission. When you lose sight of the mission for your individual, that's where it goes wrong. Okay, again, look at that. I didn't say any names. All right, let's keep on trucking. This is really, really important stuff. All right, so this is J.D. Vance. My chair just did something. Hold on. There we go. Joe Biden's insane policy left American families unable to afford a decent living in their own country. This is the point. They are pivoting. I told you 2 weeks ago they are starting to pivot. They are now rolling out a whole host of pivots. You're seeing J.D. Vance move out. You're seeing Donald Trump move out. You are seeing a full-on push on affordability. That's exactly what they should be doing, and they deserve accolades for it. They are adjusting to feedback that has been given. That is good. And I'm also going to show you some other stuff in a second that is going to hit January 1, which is going to kick the Democrats right in the proverbial political gonads. Because everything that the big, beautiful bill passed hasn't even been enacted yet. It starts January 1. And they don't tell you that because, they don't. All right, it's going to be a hell of a year next year for these people. All right, let's keep on going. All right, this is this is the part where I get spicy on politicians. Everybody's getting some today. Josh Shapiro, he's the governor of Pennsylvania. Talk about propaganda push. Don't worry about anything else from the last 5 years. Just remember this one moment. Donald Trump just finished an hours-long rally telling Pennsylvanians not to believe that what they can see with their own two eyes. The skyrocketing cost of living and rising prices at the grocery store. Pennsylvanians aren't buying the BS he's selling. Guys, I'm just curious, and then I've got some stuff that's going to be really, really damning in a second, the next tab. Do you guys remember what I just said in the intro about Biden and the Democrats completely and totally telling you that everything was fine? The border is completely fine. Immigration is completely fine. There was no botched rollout of Afghanistan. Biden is completely cogent and sharp. He's not. We would never lie to you. Don't believe your lying eyes. Remember all of that? And this dillhole gets up here and says that Donald Trump doesn't want you to believe his lying eyes when his party, he was involved in the vice president possible final choices. And the only reason Kamala Harris didn't pick him is because he was part of something that rhymes with schmooish. I mean, like, for the love of God, can we please turn the propaganda down a little bit? They're not gonna, but I'll do it. Okay, watch this. Here we go. This is just so damning. Oh my God, math and graphs and stuff. Democrats don't want you to see this inflation chart. Republicans are undoing the damage of 4 long years of Bidenflation. Well, what do you know, guys? Yeah, that is weird because don't believe your lying eyes. Everything's fine. Wait a minute. Average 1.9%. Average 5% on Team Blue and Team Biden and Team Cogent. Team Robot we'll go with. And then with Trump, it's 2.7 and still struggling downward. That's a downward trend. That is weird that they didn't mention that in that post. But don't believe your lying eyes. Again, I'm not going to sit here and carry people's water. I'm gonna give you actual facts and everything sourced in the description box below. But the amount of propaganda and lying they are doing to you is, honest to God, starting to piss me off. That's it. I hate when they lie to you. Anyway, let's keep on going. Vice President J.D. Vance will travel to Allentown, Pennsylvania next week to talk about the affordability and the economy. Both President Trump and Vance will be deployed for the 2026 nationwide midterms. They're both going. Why is that important? Good question. You guys are sharp. Here's the thing. Not like Biden. Here's the thing. When you got the vice president out there, when you got the president out there, the vice president is the heir apparent to the entire MAGA empire, the MAGA infrastructure, the MAGA enterprise, whatever you want to call it. Right? Movement. That's what you need to see. The vice president tied together with the president, putting out the exact same message in unison across all the swing states. That's what you need. And I haven't even gotten to the January 1 point yet. When I tell you they're pivoting, they're pivoting. Okay, let's watch. Let's keep on going. I'm telling you, it's going to be completely different in about 3 months. Speaker Mike Johnson also hits it. This is more evidence to the point of which I'm bringing you guys of they are actively pivoting on the Republican national scale, exactly like we talked about 2 weeks ago. This is what Johnson just put out. Listen to this.
This is why Democrats' newfound claims about affordability are just patently absurd. Okay, here are the facts, and you know this. Many of you don't write about it, but these are the facts. They're undisputed. They broke the economy, and now they want to lecture to the American people about affordability. They opened our borders, and now they want to lecture to the American people about immigration and border enforcement. They broke the American healthcare system. They caused premiums to skyrocket. And now they have the audacity to tell Republicans that the only way to save it is to throw hundreds of billions of dollars to health insurance companies, which would merely fuel a system that is rife with fraud, waste, and abuse. You cannot be an arsonist and a firefighter at the same time. That's the message for the Democrats.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. You can't be an arsonist and a firefighter. You can't set the entire damn building on fire and then come in as a firefighter and go, man, the arsonists are insane around these parts. I don't know why he's goofy, but he's apparently goofy. It happens. Sometimes I just roll into things. Enjoy. But literally, that's coming from the Speaker of the House. It's coming from J.D. Vance. It's coming from Donald Trump. You're getting all the cabinet members starting to do it. You are actively seeing the pivot in real time, and it's fantastic because the pivot is legitimate. And here's the other piece. I think actually, hold on. I'm going to hold on to that piece for a second because I got 2 more tabs and then we'll get that piece. Let's go back to the backhanding of everything. Just everything is getting it right now. All right, rapid response 47. This is another one. I tell you what, guys. The comments, chats, and emojis are giving me life right now. Is letting me know I'm out on the limb here, and it's totally cool, and you guys actually want to hear it. But listen to this. This was on CNBC today. Listen, it's so weird. It's so weird that you don't see all the Democrats saying this. That's just bizarre. Bizarro world. Listen to this.
But the affordability issue is from the 22% increase in prices and inflation under Biden. There's just full stop right there. That's the affordability issue, and he ought to be able to explain that better.
Right. That's right. And look, I think that with the economic team, President Trump and the economic team led by Scott Bessent, you have people who very much understand this, and it was they were thrown, what I would say the worst economy for the average American.
All right, enough of you. You've served your purpose. That's good. Hello? Do I need to bring this up again? Is this the right one? That would have been really dramatically awesome if I did. No, hold on. I'll find it. Yeah. Pretend I did that on the first try. Hello? Look. I mean, it literally, they think you're stupid. And it baffles me. Because genuinely, people believe this. I cannot wait for the next. Okay, hold on. I got a break coming up, and this break is going to be great. And my breaks, I just talk to you some more. But anyway, here you go. This is what you need to see. Apparently, according to Kalshi Markets, which is where everyone bets everything, J.D. Vance, the favorite to win the 2028 presidential election. Donald Trump is in third. This is a betting market. This is not polling. This is only people putting money on it. J.D. Vance at 30%, Gavin Newsom at 21%, and Trump at 6%. Well, that's uncomfortable because Trump ain't running again. So J.D. Vance is sitting at 30%, even with all the talk about all the evil and everything bad and all the awful, horrible. I don't know, guys. It just seems kind of like you're getting fed a bunch of bullshit. It's what it sounds like. Again, I'm a little spicy in this one because there just needs to be backhands dealt in a lot of different areas. All right, look at that. I made breaks this time. I've incorporated more things into the show. All right, listen. Here we go. I'm going to say a couple things real quick. For you guys, we were at 2,500 viewers in the live stream. Thank you guys so much. Make sure those emojis, chats, and comments keep on going. You guys are giving me life through them, and honestly, it helps the entire system go out. Our stream quality is excellent. We're at 32 minutes, 2,500 people, chats, emojis out the wazoo. You guys are part of this. All right, listen. I'm going to say something real unpopular. Probably not with you guys, but somewhere in the internet it'll be unpopular, and that's okay. Because I already played the clip of the whole earlier things. I know for a fact that it's been 11 months since Inauguration Day. The border is sealed tight shut, like a nice little Tupperware. Ain't going nowhere. It's like a Twinkie saved in one of those vacuum seal bags. It'll be good. Real tight. So there's no more people coming across. You got 2.2 million people that have been removed from the country in literally 11 months. That's a campaign promise. I know every one of them is not done. I know every one of them is not perfect. I know that there's some other things that are going on. I know that cities have been burning down. I know that leftists are losing their collective minds. You've gone after the underlying deep state infrastructure. You've cut off a lot of their funds to the USAID. You've gone after a whole lot of things that are very important to a whole lot of people. But for some reason, because in 10 months, we've got 2 campaign promises really spent a lot of time on. A third one, which is I'm going to give a solid wishy-washy on the 2A stuff. We're going to go wishy-washy full on. I can be objectively factual with that. Then you've got the other stuff of inflation that's actually trending downward a little bit. And then you have the affordability and the plans that are coming in the big, beautiful bill, which is going to cut taxes on servers, Social Security, and overtime. Oh, and by the way, surprise, the interest rates fell down, were just lower today. Y'all, I'm telling you, 3 to 6 months from now, you're going to be in a different scenario, and the affordability thing is going to backfire on these Dems. Just saying. And by the way, 3 to 6 months from now is right when the midterms are cranking. So, y'all do with that what you will. But honest to God, we're not at zero. And a whole lot of people sure are out here acting like we're at zero. In my opinion, it's because there's a bunch of mercenaries. There's not a bunch of people who are actually in it for the actual constitutionality of it. But that's a different thing. Again, I'm not naming names. All right, let's keep on going. The break is over. Hope you guys are stretched out, rested, because here we go. All right, this is the fun part. So guys, the chats, the emojis, and the comments, I'm going to need you on this one because this is something that is just weird. No one is saying anything positive because you're going to get accolades when you do good things and you're going to get a backhand when you do bad things. It's been a long-standing thing on this channel. Caroline Levitt, this is the press secretary, just said, the Senate GOP barrels past the blockade to advance nearly 100 Trump nominees. He's also nominated several federal judgeships. They don't like that a whole lot. He's been confirming them en masse even in the government shutdown. Yeah, this is how you undermine everything long term. Trump was a federal judge machine in his first term. He's turning out to be a federal judge machine in his second term. They've already gone through the electoral process. Y'all, I'm just saying, let's keep on going. Again, this is all happening right this second. Super chat from Moski with $1.99. Updates on Matt Hoover since he got out of prison. I personally do not have any updates, but I am amped that he did. If you guys are not familiar, that was a case or if you're one of the newer people have never heard that name, that was a case in the 2A space where a guy was imprisoned by the ATF for doing something he shouldn't have been in prison for, just so you know. All right, thank you for the super chat. All right, listen, people. Now I ran and got my ice cream. Let's do this. Oh, we're ready. 2,500 of you in here. Let's get it. Great stream, brother. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are enjoying a little bit more energy because usually I try to reserve it a little bit, honestly. But now I'm just on the Kraken's out. It's over. I'm going to do this more often because, honest to God, I'm so sick of us cutting our legs out from under us. All right. Anyway, here we go. This is dropping next month. It's amazing how this doesn't have any sway in anything. 6 million tipped workers and millions of overtime workers are about to be living their best lives in 2026. The tax returns will be big. Let me just read a few of these bullet points that are going into effect on on January of 2026. Okay? Double standard deductions. That's good. No tax on tips. Well, that's about 6 million people. No tax on overtime. That's a majority of the population that has a job. No tax on Social Security. That's a very big voting bloc and a very large portion of our economy and our population. Boost the child tax credit to $2,200, so there's a bonus for actually getting money. Actually having children to further the nation rather than just, aborting all of them and having the feminist movement make complete and total. I'll be nice on that part. Yeah, you get it. Expands 529 savings accounts, provides $1,000 saving accounts for newborns. So you're going to give an incentive to parents to have children. You're going to give $1,000 to the savings account for the newborns in a new Trump plan. You've got tax on tips going away, tax on overtime going away, tax on Social Security going away. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, I feel like that might inject a little bit of capital in people's pockets. Because this hasn't even happened yet. It goes into effect January 1. And also, by the way, a little hat tip to my 2A crowd. All of the fees go away for the NFA as well in January 1. So suppressors, SBR, all the tax stamps, yeah, those are gone too. Just saying. All right, let's keep on going. Again, I'm going to keep on lighting it up because people are not saying enough because they're too worried about their stupid kingdoms. All right, here we go. Here's something else. It's not about, if you guys haven't picked this up, it's not about us. It's about something bigger, and it's really irritating when I see people make it about them. Breaking. Trump policies to come in 2026. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, Social Security deduction, no tax on American-made car loan interest. Well, that means you get a tax cut if you buy an American car. Well, that sounds like manufacturing in America, doesn't it? That sounds like a campaign promise. I tell you, it's weird. None of this goes out. Green New Scam regulations cut, lowering cost of cars by $1,000 or $2,000, which makes it more affordable for a company to make a car in the United States, which then they get a tax credit on. It's weird how all this manufacturing stuff keeps on popping up. Child tax credit expanded to $2,200, indexed to inflation. Yeah, so you get more tax deductions for having babies to further our nation. Good. This is not difficult. It's difficult to do this stuff. It's not difficult to point it out. At least it's positive. You can focus on positive occasionally. All right, here we go. This one is big. I'm actually really amped about this one. This is something else that the media has hid from you and all of our other I've beat up on them enough. You get the idea. No one's telling you. All right, here you go. This is Scott Bessent. This is how they're going to distribute all the money that's coming in from the tariffs. Watch. I'm telling you that they're going through the IRS. They're going through a lot of things. Watch this.
President Trump has closed the border. 2 million people have gone home, so check on immigration. Bond market had the best year it's had since 2020. Interest rates are down, mortgage rates are down. We're starting to see life in the housing market, and rental rates are down about 5%. I expect they'll be down 10 or 15 from the peak. And then 3, inflation, we're working on that. The energy prices are down. Gasoline nationally is now below $3 a gallon. It's below $2 in a couple of states. So I think we're on a very good track on inflation. And I'm also the IRS commissioner as well.
Okay, guys, I want to, honest to God, and by the way, I absolutely love that I'm big enough and have enough of a voice now to where lefties are getting in my chat and they're trying to disrupt you guys. I absolutely freaking love it. I relish it. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, goodness gracious. But anyway, not going to call anybody out. So here's the thing. Honest to God, in your lifetimes, we're going to have a conversation about this real quick, your own lived experience. In your lifetimes, how often and how long does it usually take for cabinet members, presidents, politicians to list off that many things that are going to be felt by real Americans every single day? About what, 3 years? 3.5 years? Yet, they've done it in 11 months. Technically 10 months. So gas is already on the way down. Rent is on the way down. Pricing on food on the way down. Energy consumption on the way down. Or energy pricing on the way down. All of these things are starting. It's not done. It's not finished. It needs to do more. But it has to start somewhere. And I'm not going to poo-poo the people who are trying to fight this very system of which I'm rooting for it to get ripped out. This is the whole point. All of these things that we're hitting on right now are all benefits to the American people. Do we need more? Absolutely we need more. Am I going to stand on their neck when they're barely getting any bubbles because air is so hard to come by because the media is standing on their face underwater? No, I'm not going to stand on their necks. I might just give them a stool, be like, hey, breathe for a second. Cool, get back to work. Because honest to God, this does not happen every day. Anyway, that's not even the fun part of this clip. Watch this clip.
The Treasury Secretary, and I can see that the President's signature initiatives in the One Big Beautiful Bill, and I tell you, he fought harder than anyone for these. No tax on tips, no tax on the overtime, no tax on Social Security, auto deductibility. That the bill was passed in July. Working Americans didn't change their withholding, so they're going to be getting very large refunds in the first quarter. So I think we're going to see $150 billion of refunds, which could be between $1,000 and $2,000 per household. Then they'll.
All right, I got to pause that because the stupid song in the background is probably going to get me in trouble. I didn't realize that was there until I started playing the clip on live stream. Whoops. Anyway, here's the thing. Honest to God, if you're going to talk about $150 to $200 billion going to go out in a tax refund, and they're openly floating that idea done through the IRS, because he's also the Treasury or the Secretary of the IRS. If you're talking about this many dollars and this much capital flowing back to the population through a tax refund, that doesn't go through Congress. Okay? Let me come back over here. That completely skips all the bullcrap. That skips everything because the Trump administration and the executive branch has the power to do this. Do you know why that's so important now that the SCOTUS is arguing because the left doesn't want Trump to fire or hire people? This is the reason all of this is blended together. Everything is tied together. It's all linked. Whether you care about the 2A, the border, whether you care about abortion, whether you care about finance policy, foreign policy, Israel, Gaza, whatever, I don't care. All of it is together. That's why I talk about the things I talk about, because everything that we care about in the individual instances relates to the larger whole. Nothing is siloed. But this is the whole point. $150 to $200 billion equating to, what was the number? 100 to 150 billion in refunds. $1,000 to $2,000 per household. Let me bring it up right here. What could you guys do with $1,000 or $2,000 per household as an additional tax refund? I mean, my God, that's significant. No, but I mean, Don't look over there at anything over there. We've got to talk about how you're mean. No, I'm mean. No, us mean. No, oh, I have more subscribers. No, you have more subscribers. No, I'm mean. France tried to do this. Oh, yeah, well, you're a big meanie pants. I mean, like, my God. For the love of God. Maybe we should care about the House election. Maybe we should care about unity in the GOP. Maybe. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned. All right, God, I am getting spicy. See, I'm trying not to call anybody out because I don't want to do that. But like, I'm just saying, sometimes I just don't care if foreign wives have penises. Again, old-fashioned. I just don't care. All right, here we go. See, this is why I can't leave live stream these on too long. I just go. All right, listen. Talk slow. I can't talk slow. I just too much flows. All right, guys, listen. Emojis, chats, comments, chats, everything. Subscribes, likes, shares. Please get this out because the gloves need to come off. Honest to God. Here's the other thing that they alluded to inside the big, beautiful bill announcement that they just hit. By the way, thank you guys so much for making the stream. 2,600 people in it right now. Make sure you send this out, spread this out. Your chats, emojis, and comments, make that happen. All the engagement is valued. Let's go to another secretary who's going to talk about how getting rid of the Green New Scam regulations allows more cars to be made in the United States for cheaper. My God, economics. Watch this.
Right, it's lower energy, lower regulation. You saw, like we just had an event with the president where we were talking about CAFE standards. You know, the Biden administration was saying that cars had to have 51 miles per gallon, which meant they're going to be really expensive electric things. And, you know, President Trump waived that, and that's going to reduce the price of cars by, we estimate, between $1,000 and $2,000 for the typical car.
Wow.
And so that's the kind of thing that lowers prices and makes lives better, but it's supply side.
Yeah, well,
Right, it's lower energy, lower regulation. You saw, like we just had an.
Sorry, I was responding to somebody in the chat. Sorry, it went around the horn. This is the whole point, dudes and dudettes, men, women. That's right. We still have those two binary choices. If you're going to save $1,000 to $2,000 per household on tax refunds, if you're going to save $1,000 to $2,000 on a new car in the United States because the green scam regulations of requiring an engine to go 51 miles per gallon, which is impossible except for an electric vehicle, which is much more expensive. If you don't think that $1,000 to $2,000 here and $1,000 to $2,000 here, while the gas prices are going down, while the rent is going down, the mortgage rates are going to be going down because interest rates were just dropped nationally by the Fed today. If you think those things don't have any impact on the economy, I don't know what to do for you because the Democrats are literally building their entire house of cards around the economy not doing what they wanted to do when they built the entire economy that's doing the thing in the first place. And now you've got all of this stuff that's about to pop on January 1, and this entire thing is going to get them their hand caught in the cookie jar. It's going to be glorious. I'm going to keep on doing these videos because I see this coming a mile away. It's going to be glorious. And you have no tax on tips. You have no tax on overtime. You have no tax on Social Security. You got $2,200 deduction for having a child in a family. That's incredible. You get all of these different benefits that are coming out of every which way out the wazoo, and it's only been 11 months. The border is completely secure. 2.2 million illegals have been removed. I mean, my God, it's been 11 months. That's a hell of a list to be checking off in 11 months. I'm just saying, I think this last tab, guys, I think it's a spicy one. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. That's going to be another video. I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but there's absolutely another one coming. But here's the thing. I really need you guys' feedback on this because I, honest to God, believe it's time that we stop messing around and we start getting back to the job of saving our country and spreading out the things that we need to spread out. If you like this content, if you guys like this type of delivery, if you like this focal point, let me know right over here in the chats, in the comments, and all those things, because this is, if there's no market and there's no desire, but I think there is, if there's no desire for this, then I'll go back to doing normal things. But I honest to God think that there is an open and availability and a demand for this type of content because we've got to do some stuff and we've got a job to do, and getting our own way is not going to help us. But I don't know. I thought that it was going to be a fun live stream. It turns out I did know that was correct. I got a super chat right over here for $20, and I thank you very much. It goes to a good cause. Robbie Brevell says, keep on keeping on. I appreciate that tremendously. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't read that one. Okay. All right. Looks like you guys are loving it. I love each and every one of you just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I hope you enjoyed the spice. Have some milk and some antacids before you go to bed, because that was a spicy meatball. But I'm going to see you guys on the next one. My personality and everything will be just in tune